Hi guys. Unfortunately, this is my negative update on what's going on with Big Sky and their Indigenous people scandal. Um, they're still handling it horribly. Because in my opinion, they're handling it horribly. So let's just start off with a recap. What happened with the Indigenous situation? So they have this show set in an area that is very filled with indigenous people and with a lot of like indigenous land and stuff, Native American land and stuff. I sound like such an expert. But so several Native American like representatives, tribal leaders, council leaders, they got together. I apologize if you hear my dishwasher going. I just thought about that. So sorry. But they got together and they wrote a letter and they were like, you're setting this situation on land of indigenous people in an area filled with indigenous people where there is a missing people crisis in terms of missing and murdered indigenous women. They even have their own acronym of MMIW. So you're setting it here and it's all centered around all white people and one black girl. Like that's what you're centering your whole show around. And they responded and they're like, "Oh, we're going to try to do better." Well, they mess up in their response because then they try to use a tribal council's like their seal. It's kind of like a crest, but they call it a seal. They're basically like almost like the brand logo of this tribe, but like it's a seal. I don't know why I have to keep explaining it. You know what a seal is. Not the animal. Sorry, handling it with humor. Sorry, guys. So they did that, and the actual council who seal it was like, you never called us, you never talked to us, you never tried to do anything to include us, and you're representing us in this show. And they had this cast member. Her name was Stephanie Matthias. We have not seen her to this date. We have not seen Stephanie. Have y'all seen this woman on Big Sky? Cause I ain't seen her. I don't know where she's at. She's not on the show. She hasn't been in one episode. I did not see her in the trailer, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't see her in a trailer or nothing. I think this is probably a newer picture of her. I didn't see her in a trailer or anything. I don't recognize that lady. God bless her. I don't know who that is. What am I like getting super casual? But so they haven't so they messed up with that. I think that they scrapped that out of the plot. I can kind of see where they were going to put that because I think that they were just going to have people walk in, ask two questions and then walk out. I don't think that was ever going to be a memorable characterization or a memorable or meaningful addition to the show. Just like this is what I'm going to get to. Now we have this character of Captain Sosa. Now Captain Sosa is Native American, but she has like two lines in every show, and she never does anything. First of all, if you Google Captain Sosa Big Sky, they don't even have any publicity stills of her. This is her. This is her. There's like no publicity stills of her. There's no like stills of her in her, like, you know what I'm saying? Like in character, in action on the show. I'm gonna have to like rewatch an episode and then like screen capture it or something. Because there's no pictures of her. Like when I put her in the thumbnail, she's not even in her outfit or her uniform. So like people are saying that her just random woman on there. A random woman. So they add all these. And this is what I'm saying. I feel like she's underutilized in the show, and I've said multiple times how they could be improving how she's utilized on the show, giving her more than two lines. They don't even consistently characterize her. On one episode, she's like, I'm by the book. The next episode, she's like, I wish what's his name was less by the book. Then the following episode, she's like, they're deputized? Why would you deputize them? That's crazy. You know, like, she didn't say that, but like her facial expression was like, what? Who's responsible for these two? You know? And I'm just like, they're just not trying. They're just not trying. That, you know, and so then we have, they've added new cast members to the show. And these are the cast members. Now, is this casting, do you think that this casting is helping them with their Indigenous representation? It's not. This guy on the end, his name is Omar Metwally. He is Egyptian. Now, I know that sometimes in Hollywood, people of color play other people of color, i.e., Janet Jackson. Did I just say Janet Jackson? With all the news of Janet and Justin and all that, I just have that on my brain. I.e., example given, Jennifer Lopez. That's what I was trying to think of. Why did I say Janet Jackson? Okay, Jennifer Lopez, she played Selena back in the day, but Selena's Mexican and she's Puerto Rican. I remember an interview with Rami Malek. Like, I should Google it and find it. There's an interview with him and they were like, I know that you're kind of racially ambiguous. What other races have you played? Like, literally just casually asking him that. So this new cast, okay, 5 of the cast members are supposed to be part of this kind of, basically it's kind of like a crime family. I believe that these are going to be the sex traffickers. I don't know if they own some sort of ranch. They have some sort of matriarch and a patriarch, and they're matriarch and a patriarch. They have some sort of mother and father, and they own some sort of ranch, and they're kind of, you know, shady people or whatever. I don't really care about that. I really don't care. Like, those are like the sex traffickers. Why are we giving them so much airtime that they need their whole family to be fleshed out? That's just my question. Just my question. I think that their best bet in all of this was to invest more in Captain Sosa, and they need to do more and do better. And I think, like, what they should have done is given Captain Sosa a husband, a sibling. They should have fleshed her family out, and they should have given her more scene time, more dialogue, more being more invested. They should have had Stephanie Mathias come in and be like her aunt or something of the tribe, you know what I mean? And actually work with the tribe people. That's another thing. They won't actually sit down and talk to the people who criticize them. They won't talk to them at all. Period. Like, they have never had a meeting with any of the people who have criticized them. Not given any input on what they can do at all. So I really don't have confidence that they are going to basically do anything in terms of this Indigenous representation situation. Like, they're doing a bad job. Now, on this Deadline article, I'm looking at the comment section. It's a bunch of jerks in the comment section. But I want to read one thing this person said, anonymous. You're probably going to think it's me. It wasn't me, I swear to God. Anonymous said, this is way back from January 28th. Anonymous said, yay, more white people, even though the show takes place on native land with reservations and Indigenous tribes. 0 Indigenous actors and roles. Wake up, David E. and ABC. Now, this is not fully correct, Anonymous, because Captain Sosa, she is not Indigenous to America, but she's Canadian Indigenous. Am I doing a good job covering this? I believe that's what I Googled it last time. I did so much research on this last time. It took so much. I had to look up every actor to see what their background is, and it's kind of difficult. Had to go on this website. Have you heard of this website, Ethnic Celebs? Embarrassing. It's just like just the title of the website is embarrassing. And then all these people are like, Brooke. First of all, Brooke, you're an idiot. Brooke said, really? Hasn't this country suffered enough of this BS? Is it not possible for you to just enjoy the show and put your race card down? Like, Brooke, you're such a jerk. You're so stupid. Like, I get a life. And then this person commented, and their name is Cobra Kai. Exactly. He's another soy-filled liberal beta male. I can't. Getting off their woke BS hypocrisy of promoting racism against white people. Oh my god. Okay. Then people were like commenting more Ryan Philippe. Why? Why more Ryan Philippe? For what reason? Like, no offense to Ryan Philippe. What is my hair? It's just oil. It's just oily and shiny. But I was like, why? What do you need more Ryan Philippe for? I don't get it. Anyway, so that's the whole thing. That's the update. There's no update. And so this is where I just get into my opinion. Like, they they could have even added those people to the cast for the crime family or whatever. But like, develop the character of Captain Sosa. She's not even like a full character. She doesn't even have a consistent characterization. Every every episode she says something different. And then like they gave her these lines at one point where it was just like she's like, "Oh yeah, it's a big problem of missing Indigenous people." They gave her like two lines mentioning that. And then boom, bam, gone, dead. Never talked about it again. It is what it is. I mean, and this is what you say. This is what I say. I'm like, am I going to keep watching? I'm going to finish the season. I'm notoriously like bad at watching shows full series anyway. So I was probably not going to watch too far past the first season anyway. Because I'm notorious about that. I'm notorious. Like, if you know me, I'm a notorious quitter of TV shows. I will watch the whole first season and love it and then never watch it again. Or the first two seasons and then I dip. So I'm probably going to dip on this show after the season 1 ends. And they are not, I need to get a Twitter because that's where you can tweet and like tweet the creators of the show and be like, why aren't you using Captain Sosa better? And then her last name is Sosa. I don't know. I'm not even going to get into that. Okay, bye guys.